Yo guys, what is good? Welcome back on the Uncle Sharma channel. How you guys doing? Did you survive that end of the game where we had to hold on to the 1-0 win against Venezia? They made it difficult. We had to wait right until the end. We had to waste time against Venezia, but we got the 3 points, which is the most important thing, guys. Atalanta. So the 4 teams that went to Supercoppa, Atalanta didn't win. Milan yesterday didn't win. Juve didn't win. They all actually drew. All 3 teams drew. And guess which one won? Us. Inter. That is the most important thing, guys. Yes, it was not great to watch today. It wasn't a great performance, but we created a lot. We were wasteful. They created some chances as well. Venezia, they made it scary. But in the end, what matters, we always say, what are the best ways to win? The Cortomuso wins, these champion mentality type wins. It doesn't always have to be pretty. It doesn't always have to be limonable. Sometimes it just has to be what you can do. And Ahmad, I didn't even know this. I heard that the commentators at the end saying something about Inzaghi's team making history. But there you go. Look at that. Thank you, Ahmad, for putting this stat here that gives us a bit of perspective. Away, we've been fantastic this year, this season again. 6 away games in a row without conceding a single goal in Serie A history. Limone is making history, and this Inter team is making history. That is a fantastic stat that puts into perspective what this Inter team are doing. We are doing well. Is, of course, there was a big or little, whatever which way you want to look at it, a bump in the road. Whether it's little or big, that's up to you. But there was a bump in the ride last weekend against Milan. But we are back on our trajectory, on our path to retain the Scudetto. Look where we are in the league right now. Wait, let me turn this candle off. By the way, I recommend this to anyone. Inio scented candle, almond blossom, and cedar. Oh, you can't really see it, but it gives a nice little. I like subtle smells. I'm not one for like overpowering smells, but it's quite a nice subtle smell. But yeah, there it is, guys. Let me see what you guys are saying in the chat. Thank you for coming through, 64 people. Make sure you leave a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. So Christian Potato, exactly the win we needed after Supercoppa, 100%. Stressful watch, Adam, especially for guys that tune in at stupid o'clock from Australia like Adam. So shouts out to you. We are so wasteful, 100%. Oh my God, yeah. Di Marco in the mezzala position. We'll talk about that. Inzaghi, what a hilarious guy. Oh, Mattia also put this stat already. Thank you, Mattia. Mattia is always ahead of the curve when it comes to these stats as well. Why not give the youngsters? Yeah, we'll get into that. Filip Stankovic again. Yeah, as much as Inter were wasteful, we have to also give credit to the goalkeeper on the opposing end. And Filip Stankovic keeps putting up really, really good performances. Not to the level where I've seen on Twitter people are saying, call him back, or let's bring the boy home back. Let's let him play. Let the boy play. I think, Venezia are going to buy him as well, but just let these guys enjoy their football. It doesn't always have to mean that we have to bring, as soon as someone does well, we bring him back, especially as a goalkeeper position. Let's give this guy a few years to get, see what his level is. And we saw Frattesi as well, as Benoit said. I don't know if he looked like he's got a foot out the door today. Today I thought he was, he actually made an impact. He almost scored twice. But then the usual, in terms of possession, that's Frattesi. There's no surprise there. Kirby in the house as well. Someone killed me. I don't ever want to watch something like that again. We've seen worse. Come on, Kirby. You're being a drama queen now. We've seen worse performances from Inter this season, especially, but in general, like these midday. I know this was like 2 p.m. Italian. No, sorry, it was 2 p.m. UK time, so 3 p.m. Italian time. These kind of weird midday or afternoon time kickoffs away in these small stadiums, they're always, it's never a pretty watch. It's never really a nice watch, some of these games. So if you expected Limone ball here, it's like, I predicted it actually. Yeah, going back to my prediction from the preview, my prediction was 2-1. It was 1-0. So I was expecting, a difficult day. And shouts out to Venezia as well, as much as, I don't rate Di Francesco that much or the team Venezia, but they gave us 2 hard games, guys. One at home, we only beat them 1-0. we struggled there as well. And then today again 2-1 against Venezia. So Di Francesco in some way has, lined up well against Inzaghi's 3-5-2 with his 3-5-2. So shouts out to him. Yeah, if that shot went in, there was a shot at the end. I don't know if you're referring to this one, but that was the shot right at the end. I think it was that Poyampalo guy. Luckily, it was straight at Zoma. You see that you got three guys right in front of Poyampalo trying to block the shot. Pavard's position looks funny. He's like twerking to the back of the striker, and then De Vrij, and who's that? Is that Bastoni? Yeah, De Vrij and Bastoni. So all three centre backs are right there trying to block the shot. You can see kind of the desperation almost, like trying to block that shot right at the end. It would have been embarrassing if that went in. Keep calm and trust Matty Darms. He was the guy who scored, but yeah, I don't know if he was injured, Mattia. It looks like more like cramp. He had to pull the full 90 minutes, most of it at right centre back, and then he went right wing back when Pavard came on, and then he made a little bit. I think he shouldn't have tried to do that sprint at the end. He took on a guy, beat a couple of guys, and tried to cross it in. I think he overexerted himself. He should have been saving his energies there. And yeah, Inzaghi had no subs left, but I hope I'm right that it looked like just a cramp right at the end. But we'll see. We'll see about that. Yes, thank you, Mattia, for reminding the people to leave a thumbs up and subscribe. This entire team of bombs, Kirby says. Sometimes they do look like it, I can't lie. Crazy Inter, we got to do better killing off games, 100%, somehow in the mouth moments at the end there, 100%. And then let me get to Eduardito. Thank you once again, as always, for your support to the channel. Corto Muso, uneventful win. Well, I don't know about uneventful, Eduardo. I think there was lots of little events going on. My screenshot taking today wasn't on my usual game. Like, I was a little bit distracted today whilst I was kind of watching the game, tried to take screenshots for you guys. So I actually haven't taken too many screenshots. I only need a couple of moments, but it definitely wasn't uneventful. Just not many goals, but there was plenty going around, in terms of Aslani as well. I saw the timeline on Twitter, and people, Gabri DMing me about Aslani. Like, it's crazy, like how focused there is on one player when he starts Aslani. It's like, can we just not enjoy the performance or just watch Inter without focusing on the one guy? No, Zio, I did not saw at the end of the match. I'm messaging you from beyond the grave. I hate this team. I love sometimes. Yeah, it's the same for all of us, bro. We hate these guys. We love these guys, but then a lot of the times we do hate them as well. Inter has these man-aligning chakras. Yeah, exactly, bro. I need to zen when I'm watching Inter, especially when there's a performance like that. I just need to like zen out. Inzaghi kills me too much. Someone tells Zielinski, oh my goodness, Gerardo. Zielinski today, the thing that annoyed me the most, outside of the, you can say the performance wasn't that great, but Zielinski, brother, you have one of the most potent, one of the most powerful, one of the best ball striking abilities in Serie A. Not just, saying this out of the blue. This is proven over the 7-8 years this guy's been playing in Italy, and especially proven when he plays against Inter. This guy, since he's moved to Inter, has literally just refuses to shoot. Like, what is wrong with this guy? And then at the end, when Darmian was down, literally the guy is on the floor, stretched out on the floor with cramps. He's like stretching out his leg, and he's like still on the ground. This guy is on the edge of the box and decides to pass to him, and he hasn't even seen that he's on the ground rather than shoot. Like, I don't think he even had a shot today. Like, I'm 100% certain that he didn't have a shot today. Toe shot 0, yeah. Like, what is wrong with this guy? Like, I refuse to believe, like, someone was commenting on Twitter saying to me, maybe it's an Inzaghi, instruction. I can get it to a certain extent. I do know that, especially modern coaches, modern football, because of like, the lower XG, the lower probabilities, the more preference to keeping the ball, they prefer players not to shoot from outside of the box. But then there's a limit to it. Because sometimes Zielinski's only choice is to shoot, and he decides not to. or even when he's taking the free kicks today, there was 2 free kicks on the edge of the box. And I'm not saying he has to take both of them, but at least take the second one. Aslani took both. So there's almost like again, going back to, what we were talking about a few weeks ago, talked about it with this almost subservience from him, Zielinski and Taremi. Taremi now is actually good. Finally, maybe that Supercoppa has got it out of him. Today, Taremi had quite a few shots on goal. Not the most clinical performance from him at all. Yeah, he had 3 shots today, Taremi. But at least like now we're seeing Taremi shoot on goal. And obviously it is much more important for the striker to be shooting on goal than the midfielder. But with Zielinski, I love Zielinski and Napoli, and I know how good he is, this guy at shooting, and it seems like he's completely lost his confidence. So I want him to shoot, even if he messes up the shot, just to start to get in the groove of taking ownership at Inter and taking the lead. It doesn't have to be a leader doesn't have to be someone that screams and shouts. He can be like a technical leader of the team. And I would, especially with how Mkhitaryan plays in that role, this is one of the ways that he can, overtake Mickey by, showing his other characteristics, which are that goal-scoring ability, which also Mkhitaryan also has suffered from this. Mkhitaryan at Roma, Dortmund, United, his whole career, amazing at shooting, amazing at finishing. Soon as he got converted into a mezzala at Inter, it's like he's completely forgot how to shoot on goal. I don't know if it's like something Inzaghi coaches it out of these guys, but we're seeing it more and more now with some of these midfielders, especially these guys that are supposed to be known to be deadly from the edge of the box. So, Zielinski, please, brother, I will pay you to shoot. I will pay you out of my own pocket to shoot when you're on the edge of the box. Please, brother. Just please. I beg you. Di Marco sub was due to subbing Aslani before due to the yellow. Yeah, I mean, we know as soon as Aslani got the yellow, he was, a dead man walking. It's not even about Aslani. We know whether you're Mkhitaryan, a seasoned pro, whether you're Barella, whether you're Hakan, yellow card, you are coming off around the 60th, 70th minute under Inzaghi. It is what it is. But no, Eduardo, like, the Di Marco substitution is really hard to defend Inzaghi. I mean, but today, like, you got to say, like, you see him in 85th minute, still in a 3-5-2. He's basically going to left center mid. And I think, we've kind of talked about it in the past. He can probably play that role. Like Di Marco, let's be real, in terms of his technical ability, that left foot, the way he touches and controls the ball, his vision, his quality of passing, his just in general his footballing IQ. I'm sure if Di Marco had to play in mezzala, he can do a mezzala. He could probably could be a mezzala if you like committed him to, like, bro, you need to. This is the role you're gonna play. Maybe in terms of stamina and going up and down, he probably wouldn't have the same kind of capability. But today it's 1-0. Like, at the same point, I said it's hard to defend Inzaghi, but then when you think about it, you are only 1-0. It's a very narrow lead. You brought in, so the 2 options were either he could have put in Luka Topalovic. So these were the 2 options Inzaghi had instead of putting Di Marco at left centre mid. Was Luka Topalovic, who is starting to do quite decent for the youth team in the Primavera. And the other one who has been doing very well for the Primavera all season is Thomas Berenbrook. And he chooses to put Di Marco on. As I said today, I can kind of get it, but at the same time, it's kind of like we make all these jokes about Inzaghi and the penitentiary that he puts young players in, and it's like the memes are true. Like we joke about it, but it's true. And this is Oak Tree today probably saw this as like, oh, okay, this is the manager that we have. We're trying to I hope the Oak Tree, ownership and management sees like this. This is the manager that you guys have. You're trying to create a young. If you're trying to bring in young players, this is the coach that you have. That he would rather put Federico Di Marco, a 27-year-old left wing back, at left center mid because he does not want to put in, the 18, 19-year-old in. But again, today is not. I wouldn't. I can't actually defend Inzaghi on this one because we're holding on for our day life. Like, it's probably not the game to put in Thomas Berenbrook. Let's be real, guys. If we concede and it's because of Thomas Berenbrook, that's already, the fan base is going to be like, what the hell are you doing? So it's funny, and I can see why some people might criticize them over it, but thinking about it now with a colder mind, it's the right decision. And DiMarco did okay. Like, whatever he had to do, he did it. Most important thing, 3 points, as Marvel Lawson says. Ian Curran House, Kerr Mafia, Charles Shams, good to get back to winning ways. Gritty performance that could have been over sooner. Crazy away form that we have this season. 2 draws followed by 7 wins in a row on the road. Yeah, let me have a quick look at soccer stats. Really put them into perspective. The form, the away form. I think it might not be updated, guys. So just we might have to add 3 points on top of whatever it shows here. But yeah, look, Inter, we are the best team in terms of, let me get rid of this ad, in terms of away form. Look at that. Even though Napoli have played an extra game, Atalanta have played 2 extra games away, we are the best away team at home. Where we're lacking at the moment, funnily enough, is at home. Atalanta better than us, even with 1 game less. Napoli, 1 more point. Lazio, but they've played 1 more game. So we're right there in terms of performance. We're the best, we're the most informed team as well at the moment in the league. We've got the best attack. Atalanta get all the praise in the world. But look at that, who's the best attack? And now, as we all wanted from the start of the season, the defending numbers are starting to get to the level that we want as well. We're catching up on Napoli. We've overtook Juve. We overtook Milan. We overtook Atalanta. All the teams that we needed to overtake from the poor start of the season in terms of defending. And we're getting there. So all the numbers, guys, are pointing in the right direction. Inter are going towards that Seconda Stella, or retaining that Seconda Stella Scudetto. Debbie Kerr in the house, what's up? Yeah, what is this team? Yeah, in general, Zielinski is probably just like the worst culprit today. But in general, yes. But again, I know what the reason is, as I explained to you, Adam. It's football, modern coaches. As much as we love Inzaghi is part of this very meticulous, very stat-based, very trying to optimize and maximize your scoring probabilities, the XG, your XG per shot, all these types of things. That is the reason why you see us, even though we have players. Barella's a great shooter from distance. Hakan, as I said, Mkhitaryan used to be, but he isn't anymore. But in general, we have lots of players that in theory are good at shooting from distance. But in general, modern football is moving more and more away from that. What's up, Matteo? Hope you are doing well. Very wasteful. Yes, you are. Everyone liked the video. It does help me very, very much. Aslani corners are poor. I disagree. Aslani usually has very good corners. Today probably they weren't on point, but Aslani's usually, his set piece taking is usually very, very good. His free kicks today, the first one, he got it on target. The second one, it got blocked. But it wasn't anything like, it wasn't Hakan hitting the wall type of bad. Hakan's worse at free kicks than this. But I would have liked to see But again, like if Zielinski, that's the thing, when we say, like Dzeko then used to take penalties, like how weird, almost embarrassing is that Dzeko when he was at Inter and in general in his career, a striker, one of the best strikers of this generation, because he's had such a bad record on penalties, had zero confidence in himself in taking penalties. I don't know if Zielinski now has just become has lost all his confidence in his shooting ability now that even he can't even bully a 22-year-old Aslani who's not even like a leader of this Inter team into taking a free kick. Like he's so low on confidence. So maybe if he's so low on confidence in shooting, I don't even want to take him taking the free kick. But it just kind of shows maybe like his mental state that he's not ready to kind of like tell Aslani like, bro, I'm taking this, like chill, I'll show you how to do this. Yeah, 100% Ian. You just didn't take any chance. Again, risk minimization. That was the reason why Inzaghi didn't bring on the youngster 100%. Bro, did you realize that today Lautaro, we know Judge Mo is one of the big critics of Lautaro, but one of the things I can always agree with Mo is that Lautaro's pace, even when he was, he was never been the quickest, even when he was, the younger Lautaro, but now it's like he can't even outpace these kind of big Serie A centre backs who are not very quick. He struggles against even these types of guys. If anyone predicts Taremi to score more than 5 goals in Serie A this season, honestly, no, Hamden is really looking difficult at the moment. I predicted, that he was going to do the 12, 15 goals, 12 to 15 goals, that, Dzeko used to do. But he's not getting to that. He's not getting to that at all. And even five now, it sounds like a lot for Taremi in the way that he's finishing. Even when he had, you thought he'd have that confidence coming in from the Supercoppa game, great performance, good finish. But today, he should have done better on some of his shooting opportunities. Actually, I had some of his Taremi shooting opportunities here on the screenshots. Oh, yeah, this one here. I don't know if you can see the ball there. I forgot to do the arrow. Dumfries crosses it in. This was a difficult one. This is probably this is the Lautaro specialty, going towards the ball from across, going to the side, meeting the ball side on, and then hitting it to the side first time. This is Lautaro's favorite kind of volleys. But yeah, Taremi hits it, but goes completely over. And then he had this one on the edge of the box. Again, should get it on target. Slices it high and wide. Should have done better there. What else do we have? Oh yeah, this is Aslani's pass map. We can talk about that later. Let's talk about the goal. How we got the goal as well. Matty Darms. Keep calm. Trust Matty Darms. Aslani. Beautiful pass in behind into Lautaro. Lautaro controls. Beautiful control from Lautaro today on this. Controls and shoots. It was so good how quickly he got the control and then shot. Stankovic with a great save, but then Matty Darms follows up on the rebound. Where would we be without Matty Darms today? Even as a right centre back, manages to get on the score sheet. What a guy! Lautaro was offside. He still got a run for the ball. 100%, bro. Like, this guy is so slow, embarrassing at times. Let's be honest. We were only one goal left, not the game. I understand DiMarco being there to cover left side as Venezia were over. Yeah, 100%, in general. If TJ wants to leave, I wouldn't blame him. Yeah, today, if we want to criticize, or not really criticize again, like, he doesn't trust him. You can't if the manager, like we've talked about it, if he doesn't trust him, he doesn't trust him. But yeah, if we want to cut our losses, only we cut our losses, I think we can make our money back. We've signed the guy for what, 7-8 million euros. Buchanan, Roma are interested. If someone offers 7-8 million euros, sell the guy, because clearly he's not moving up Inzaghi's ranking. Inzaghi doesn't trust him, and then clearly doesn't trust him. We know defensively. That's why Inzaghi doesn't trust him. Today we know that DiMarco, Augusto are going to need a breather. DiMarco got his breather today, but Augusto played the full 90 minutes. Bastoni played the full 90 minutes. If Inzaghi trusted Buchanan, he could have, moved Augusto into the left centre back, brought DiMarco on as a left wing back, and then bring, Tejon on as the right wing back to let Dumfries rest. But instead, he doesn't trust him, so he made everything happen to make sure that Buchanan wouldn't get on the pitch. But at least it was good to see Benji Pavard make his return. Got a good 15-20 minutes in, back to fitness. Bigatelli says, "Stop Kirby." Bro, I'm with you, Kirby. Every time he comes on, this guy makes the boldest, prediction. I don't even know if they've come true. Some Kirby needs to. I want to know Kirby's hit rate on his predictions, because I'm sure he came on the Champions League final and he came in with a big prediction. And then a few other times he's come on the channel. Always big predictions. I want to see like what his hit rate is on these predictions. So I feel you, bro. I feel you. This guy always comes through. And I was getting DMs from Milan fans because of this guy. I was getting DMs from Milan fans saying like, "Oh, what happened to the guy that said it was going to be 4-0? What happened to that?" So I'm getting abused because of Kirby's pretty crazy predictions. And then I'm sure he'll get one right, and then we're like, "Yeah, I told you, Sharma boy." Even when Hakan's playing, I want Barella or Dimash to try free kicks. Yeah, I mean, with Hakan, it's like one of those conversations where I'm like tired of having it. The free kick should be rotated a little bit more because Hakan's free kick taking. I know this season he finally scored. He scored one against Red Star Belgrade, but in general, most of the time, it hits the wall, guaranteed. Please explain why Frattesi can't play to the middle of the left. He gets opportunities, but on his weaker foot. Yeah, I mean, this is something, again, we know Inzaghi has his kind of, once he makes his mind up about something, that's it. Like, remember when Di Marco was only a left centre-back, in Inzaghi's first season? I know Perisic was there, but it was like Di Marco only started to be used as a left centre-back for a while. And then he returned to being a left wing back afterwards. Aslani can only, we know this guy has played as Empoli youth, Empoli first team. He played different roles in midfield, not just CDM. But no, Aslani can only play as a CDM. Frattesi played in a pivot, in a midfield 2 pivot at Sassuolo. And, there's 2 rows of Mezzala in the team, right centre mid, left centre mid. Why does he can only play as the right centre mid? I don't know as well, but it seems like Inzaghi only plays him as the right centre mid, only as the Barella alternative. I don't get it. And even with Barella should be able to also play as left centre mid sometimes. We've seen that he's got the ability sometimes when he cuts in from the left-hand side to create different angles. So I agree with you, Amdan. It's a question that I also wonder. Yeah, I don't know the answer to it. Aslani either plays bad or takes an early yellow. I mean, today, let's talk about Aslani's performance. I thought he was, did what he needed to do again, just like he did Hellas Verona, 5-0 against these smaller teams. He did his job today, kept the ball moving, good passing. This is a pass map that we saw from his first half. Yeah, lots of sideways passing, but then some good forward passes as well. Kept the ball ticking. He had this kind of pre-assist, I guess you could say, for the Darmian goal. Very, very nice. And then everything else we know. It's like sometimes people act like this is the first time we're watching Aslani. It's not like we're going to watch Aslani's physicality improve within a season. This is like Nicolusi Caviglia. This guy is now 24 years old. And now he's starting to show, a bit of physicality. Like today, this guy, he was a Juve product, loaned out to Salernitana, different teams. And this season, I even saw some random weird link the other day, linking him to Inter. But anyway, it's just showing you that he's doing better now. And he had 2 tackles today, Nicolusi Caviglia, where he took the ball from behind Lautaro, like showing good like power and leg strength. Like you can see he's like chunked up his thighs. He's worked on his physicality, and that's what Aslani needs to do. So Aslani's not going to improve that from one game to the other. Like he's going to get stronger, get better at that. This guy, as we keep saying for over a year, there needs to be, if we don't want to sell him, loan him out. It has to play 2,000 minutes for a Serie A team, get rough up other players, and then learn and grow. If he can learn and grow, if not, then sell him. So just the usual Aslani performance today. Actually, there was more shooting today. He was kind of feeling himself with the shots, 2 free kicks, shots, and then tried to shoot in general play as well. But yeah, no, we know what he's good at. His passing is good. Long balls were good, 7 out of 8. But yeah, you see here, no tackles, 3 recoveries, only 2 defensive actions, 1/2 of his duels. we know what player he is. We know exactly what the player he is. And same with Frattesi. We know exactly what type of player he is. Without checking, I haven't even checked. I am guessing Frattesi's passing accuracy is below 70% with his half an hour that he played. Let's see. 54%. Oh my goodness. See, like we just know, we know who these players are. Like that's Frattesi. It's not about Frattesi being wanting to go away. The Frattesi wants to move. This is Frattesi when he's at his best as well. Especially as a substitute, he's gonna, we know he's a chaos player. He almost scored twice. He caused all sorts of issues for Venezia as soon as he came on. But then as soon as the ball at his feet, hot potato. This is Frattesi when he has the ball at his feet. Is a hot potato. It's like, who can I give it to straight away? It's like, you have it. That's Frattesi when he has the ball. But that's his characteristics, and I like having a Frattesi in the team. You need a Frattesi in the team. And Aslani does the job against Venezia, against Hellas Verona. We need an Aslani in the team, but now we know that we also need to upgrade from Aslani because he's not able to do his job against the bigger teams. He's not at that level yet. But every team, guys, we're always gonna have a weak link in the team. Even the triplete team. Well, like here, let's say like Inter's Mancini's Inter. We had bloody Nelson Rivas as a centre back. There's always like these kind of players that are part of the squad, might do the job for you here and there, but are just not good enough in general. Like the triplete team, we had bloody Sully Montari, who in general is not a bad player. Like his career, especially Montari, what he was doing at Portsmouth in the Premier League. Initially, when he came to Inter, was quite good, but then when Mourinho, the triplete team, like this guy would come on, and he had one game where he came on and got 2 yellow cards, got sent off as a substitute. Like how idiotic was that? Like all teams, like you can't have every single player, all 25 players, all be good, all be able to step in. There's always a weak link in the team. It used to be Gagliardini, it used to be Correa. You can go on and on. It used to be Vecino or whoever you want to. There's always going to be one. Like there's just no team in the world that has every single 25-man squad contributing and playing well. We know that at the moment Aslani is one of the weak links for sure, but when the predicted lineups came out, I wasn't losing sleep about Aslani starting there, and in fact this is exactly the type of performance I expected from him. Nothing more, nothing less. The system of football is pretty crazy when you think about it. For a goal, that's our striker taking a shot, or is that right centre back scoring the rebound? Yeah, that is Limone ball. Not at its most expressive self today, but in like the freedom of movement. We saw that this is Limone ball in terms of Darmian finding himself as one of the 4 attackers here, causing this kind of confusion at the back. Like supposed to no buyback option on Stankovic, just sell on percentage. Yeah, but again, that sell on percentage gives you that, if Stankovic really performs that well, that the sell on percentage gives you some leverage. If you do want to sign him back, that gives you leverage to sign him back. So yeah, let's see how it goes. Let's see how it goes. It's not the end. Like I've always said, I would even pay clubs like, if Venezia weren't playing Stankovic like they weren't at the beginning of the season, because they were starting that what's his face, Jesse Joronen, who was awful. I was calling for Stankovic to start, but I'm even happy for like if Stankovic was on loan to, I think he's on loan with like option, which they'll take up. I think it's only 2 million. I would pay Venezia to like play some of our youth. Like I don't mind taking a monetary loss of some of these guys, as long as you've got some sort of control. If things go well and they start performing, that you can bring them back. Like again, the sell-on percentage gives you some leverage if you want to sign him back as well. Or you can do what you did with Giovanni Fabian, who I've never rated. But again, we've got an option to bring him back for 12 million if you need to. Darmian should play right centre back more often. We would have been better defensively. Well, yeah, I mean, you know my opinion on this, Mattia. I think he should be the right centre back permanently. I don't really want to see him as a right wing back. But I don't know if would have been better defensively. Whoever's played there when Inter are being stretched, like in the Milan derby, in the Supercoppa, when you're being exposed and left stretching yourself and playing to the rhythm of the opponent, and you lose control of the game, you start conceding. He'll trust him when we were up 3 in a game, 6-7 points clear in the season. Even then, bro, I wouldn't even put money. I wouldn't even bet on Inzaghi putting like a youngster, even in that type of situation. Spalletti also doesn't play Frattesi on the left of midfield. Barella moves. But I mean, Spalletti plays him like, almost as a second striker for Italy. He plays him as like this Perotta. Yeah, but he 100% has all players have a bias. Definitely, Frattesi has an angle bias towards the right. Even at Sassuolo in the pivot, he would play right centre mid. Locatelli or Maxime Lopez would play left centre mid. So even then, he likes going. He doesn't like cutting in. He goes always towards his right. So he's definitely got an angle bias. But we're talking just generally, why have we never seen him as a left centre mid? Thought Aslani did okay, but this is opposition level. Yeah, again, but then Ian, Serie A is made up of how many teams like this? There's maybe Venezia are one of the 4 or 5 worst teams in the league, but then there's also the mid-table fodder. There's 7, 8 good teams in Serie A, but then there's 12 other teams as well. And I think Aslani has the level, and he showed it last season, and he showed it this season when he needs to step in for these types of games. He can just do the job. He can do the job. Let's see what else you guys said. Frattesi did nothing to impress. Yeah, nothing on the ball, but he almost scored twice, and that's exactly what Frattesi does. And that's why Aslani and Frattesi on the pitch together, always chaos. Well, Frattesi is just general, but they weren't on the pitch today. Aslani and Frattesi. Today, Zielinski came in after Aslani got substituted. Zielinski was the CDM. Loan TJ. I think we should just sell him, to be honest. I don't really see the point of loaning TJ. I just, we talked about it when we signed him. It seemed like the Valentino Lazzaro type of situation. They scouted him. Ausilio clearly liked him. The scouting team liked him. They told Inzaghi about his, attributes. Inzaghi was probably, okay, yeah, bring him in. But I don't think he's ever really, fully convinced. And I think TJ, you see his, I think some of the Canadian guys will tell you, he's a very shy boy. I don't think he's learned Italian. I mean, he's only there for a year, but still, like, he's not learned. I don't think he's learned Italian. I don't think he's really, like, thrown himself in and, made himself, you saw like with Bisek, someone like Bisek is the perfect example of someone like, learning Italian quickly, just throwing himself deep into the culture, trying to learn as quickly as possible. With Tejan, you can tell he's a shy boy. Like, he's under the wing of this English-speaking guys like Thuram and Hakan, etc. But yeah, I just don't see him. And the main thing is he needs to enjoy the defensive side of the game, and I don't think he does. Frattesi is like if Dumfries played in the middle, unpredictable, 100%. Big up on Goshamo. Hope you are good. Yeah, hope you're good. You're here as well. 25 million Pellegrini for Frattesi. Would you take it? Pellegrini is a weird one, because Pellegrini, if you told me a few years ago, fantastic talent, but he's not even been able to cope with Roma, if you know what I mean. Like, if Zielinski, he's coming from, he thrived at Napoli, apart from his last season because of all the contract issue, whatever. You're talking about Pellegrini, captain of Roma. He hasn't. Maybe that's the thing. Maybe they shouldn't have made him captain. But this guy, as the captain of Roma, he had a few good months under Mourinho, where he looked like he turned him into like the Italian Lampard. He was scoring like a crazy amount of goals the first few months of Mourinho and Pellegrini. And like, if you like as a player on like on paper, I do like Pellegrini. Good control, goal scoring. Got eye for goal, set pieces. Can carry the ball as well. He's in theory, on paper, he's a good player, but if he isn't able to cope with Roma, what is he going to do as the fifth midfielder at Inter? And he's earns quite a bit at Roma as well. So I just want money. There's no Roma player that I'm really interested in. Just money. The price that Inter have set is 40 million for Frattesi, so I want money to be able to reinvest. I don't want some money and then an expensive midfielder. And I don't really know. Like, I want, if it's someone like Pellegrini, I want someone that's hungry to like redeem his career. I don't know if Pellegrini is that. I'd rather have someone a bit younger, more hungry to prove himself in that role, like Frattesi was last season. Yeah, I mean, that's on the ADL, really. I mean, we know Napoli, like, the year they won the Scudetto was the one year they don't have drama. Like with the Aurelio De Laurentiis, there's always drama. That boy was earning 1 million for all the years that he's been at Napoli. MVP, Serie A MVP, still on 1 million. I think there was a thing released today showing like Kvara was 18th highest earner or something in Serie A. Or was it within Napoli's team? Like, yeah, it was happening. The fact that it's happening mid-season, though, that's pretty embarrassing, both from Kvara's side and Napoli's side. Like, your best player asking to leave mid-season when you're top of the table. Like, I know, of course, maybe Napoli won't stay top of the table, but they're in a Scudetto title right now. They're on a Scudetto race right now with, I rate Simone Inzaghi now as the best coach in Serie A. But if it comes to a Serie A coach, I don't think it's wrong to say that Antonio Conte is the best coach in the league when it comes to just league football. So you decide to give up on a Scudetto midway through the season to go to PSG, who are struggling in Champions League. But I guess you could say he's also going to win the Ligue 1, so guaranteed title regardless of that. Edward Christian says, what do you think about Idzes? I'm guessing Edward is Indonesian, Bahasa boy. He managed to block and cancel some of our crucial chances. Do you see him potential fit for Inter? No, I'm sorry, bro. I know where you're coming from. He's actually a nice player, He maybe deserves better than Venezia, but definitely not Inter material. But yeah, if Venezia get relegated, he should definitely be picked up by other, mid-table relegation battling Serie A teams for sure. But I'm sorry, bro. I don't think he's at that level. Do you think our Italian players speak English? Probably, I don't know. I don't really know. Because I think as part of being captain, you have to like learn a certain level of English at times. I don't really know. I don't know these guys personally, so I have no idea on their English level. In general, the English level in Italy has got better recently, but when I grew up in Italy, it wasn't very good. I know that it's got better now, especially as far as the curriculum, this teaching. Like when I moved to England, I barely knew English. I had to like learn from scratch basically, because up until the age of 13, all they taught me was, "Hi, how are you? Thanks, I'm fine. What's your name?" All that type of basic stuff. That's all I knew when I moved to England. You can be a good backup. Yeah, maybe as a cheap backup, if it's a cheap little backup. Why not? Perfect week for us seeing Juve Atalanta today. Yeah, exactly. After all that, like, let me ask you this question, guys. This is forget about the Supercoppa. Like, let's go before the Supercoppa. If I told you before the Supercoppa, think about this, yeah? Before we flew out to Saudi Arabia and we played Atalanta, if I told you that we would lose the Supercoppa to Milan, but we would get, in the weekend afterwards, we would get the 3 points and all the other teams in the Supercoppa drop points, what would you say? I would have taken that. I would have said yes. Obviously, I would have preferred to, as I keep saying, I would have preferred to lose against Atalanta. Yes, hindsight 2020, it's easy to say. That would have been the perfect scenario. Lose against Atalanta, win against Venezia, those guys dropping points, everyone's happy. Unfortunately, it was win against Atalanta, lose energies, get some injuries, lose against Milan, revive those guys. But I'm still taking this scenario because what's more important, we know way more important than the Coppa Italia, Supercoppa, is retaining the Scudetto. So where are you guys standing on that? Let me see what you guys are saying. I will take that scenario. I am taking the 3 points scenario. Mesto says still Coppa. Wow. I think you're saying that just because it's Milan. Take out the Milan side of things, bro. Think of it objectively and think of it at the end of the season, Mesto. Think of it when you think about it at the end of the season. You're thinking about it because you're getting trolled by some Milan guys and you saw the Conceição cigar smoking. Yeah, no, 100%. Still Coppa, Juve, Milan far below us. But Atalanta, you know, they're also competing with us. You know, okay, Juve and Milan weren't dropping points, but Atalanta is part of this title race with us. I will take the trophy. 2 points won't decide the Scudetto race. Oh, screenshot this, guys. Screenshot this. If we get to the end of the season and it's just 2 points to decide the Scudetto race, and we get a Andre Radu moment, screenshot this. I want Mattia's screenshot to be brought up. Supercoppa lost. I really want to win the Coppa Italia as long as we get the UCL. All right, bro. Matteo's chill out, brother. Chill out. Sorry, Matti Shams, but Coppa over one bad serial. I don't know. Yeah, so honestly, Supercoppa, I count it as a half a trophy. It would have been nice, but I'm taking 3 points. I'll be real. I'll be against all you guys. I'll be a contrarian on this one. If we win the Scudetto, it justifies any sacrifices, especially with our Milan is in. Yeah, no, 100%. That is true. I give you guys that. I guess, okay, all right. What I should have added to the scenario is Napoli. So, okay, let's wait until tonight, Hellas Verona, Napoli. Then we can say, yeah. Because in reality, that's who we're competing with, isn't it? Atalanta and Napoli. So, all right, I'll give you that. Supercoppa is still better because we need Napoli. But if Napoli drop points, then definitely. I will take that scenario. I will go back on what I said because it's the Napoli dropping points is more important than Milan and Juve dropping points. Now I hope we also stop going for the Coppa. Yeah, I mean, again, I don't want to be, have that kind of loser mentality, but really, I only see this in the team having a squad for 2 competition. 3 competition, it just gets way too much, especially with, when you start to get these injuries. It's too much. We speak on leaked home kit for next season. I'll speak on it when it's more confirmed. Again, it's the early leaks, but it seems once again the early leaks that from a few weeks ago. I really liked those because those were very, very traditional, classic Interkit, which I was very happy about. The latest leaks now are not looking so good. They're not looking so good, or not looking as traditional. Yeah, I don't know. Nike, it's getting a little bit ridiculous now. Just give us a standard boring kit. I just want a boring kit for once now. Bringing them out, Supercoppa is Saria. Scudetto is paramount. Supercoppa is basically a friendly that should be played before the season starts. Yeah. I don't like, again, we talked about it. I don't like this new format. It does give it more gravitas. I like the fact that it gives it more importance, but I still count it as a half a trophy. Before I counted it as a friendly or as a 0.25. Now I'll count it as a 0.5 level weighted trophy because of it's played in the middle of the season. But it should be played before the start of the season, yeah. How can we check? Oh, yeah, I can show you that right now. Language tours. If you haven't got Aslani slander to proposed to us. I can show you in a moment. We are minus 2 point. Actually, are we on 18? Because yeah, we are. Okay, so this is updated. Yeah, so we are minus 2 points. So again, Inter are doing well compared to how we may be saying. It's just our competition is doing a lot better this year. Last year we had a Juve stayed with us up until what, January, February last year, then they completely fell off. So let's see how Atalanta and Napoli do this year. This is essentially whichever one you want to put. The Monza game or the Milan loss in the first few weeks. That's where it's pretty much where you can say it's like Inter, or you can say the Juve 4-4 losing the 2 points from a 4-2 position. That's essentially the difference between this season and last season. Of course, what stands out is conceding almost double the amount of goals from last season. That's the big, of course, standout moment. And surprisingly, also scoring, well, not so surprisingly, because we have a Lautaro that's playing nowhere near the level of last year. So that's what explains the less goals conceded. But yeah, that's where we're at. That's where we're at, minus 2 points compared to last season. Doing, of course, way better than the 12 losses season, plus 6 points on that. And we are on par with Inzaghi's first season in terms of points. And look at that, we're actually plus 3 points on Conte's Scudetto winning season. Plus 3 points on Conte's Scudetto winning season, where again, the problem was too many goals conceded at the beginning of that season. That's crazy to see that a Conte team conceded 23 goals in 18 games. And then afterwards, again, the competition was with us up until a certain point, and then January, February. So yeah, this is when, we see the real contenders. Are Atalanta real contenders? Are Napoli real contenders? We will find out. Yeah, it's not loser mentality, but fact, we don't have this team to spread it out on more than 2 competitions, 100%. Adidas are doing very good kits. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the Adidas kits, but they just do boring templates, but at the same time, yeah, it's like, I'd rather just have a boring template. They just copy and paste the colors. They just change the colors. They have the same template for all the Adidas teams, and then just change the colors up. But at this moment, I'd probably just rather have that. But we're in the contract with Nike for we signed some death row 11-year contract, so there's no even point moaning about these guys. I remember you said the kid designer for Inter, please tell him his ass. Yeah, Angelo, he works with Nike on these kit designs. He's an Inter fan, and yeah, as I said many times, I want to invite him. I have invited him to the channel to kind of give us an insight into the decision making, the process of kit design, but he said Nike, all these big companies make them sign NDAs, and they're not allowed to speak, on any of this type of stuff. Yeah, I don't think it's ass. I'll disagree with you on that. I just don't really, I don't dig it. I just rather have a classic, simple design, but I don't think it's ass. The away or third kit? Those are the ones that I'm not really, the leaks that I'm seeing, I'm not happy about. Yeah, 100%. It used to be just, it's like the Community Shield in England means absolutely nothing. The Community Shield here in England. Yosham, same season as Inzaghi's first season. Yeah, 100%. Same season. But then we also have to take into account how well we're doing in Champions League, with more games in the Champions League. If we get top 8 in this Champions League, it gives, you've got to put things into perspective. But yeah, I'm not unhappy with the season we're having. It's just this Supercoppa has given us a bad taste in our mouths. But once we catch up, we have these 2 games, well, 1 game in hand now, but by the time Napoli play, it will be another 2 games in hand. Let's see, when Inter have the same games played as Napoli, then we can give a proper judgment. I was wrong about Zoma early season. He returned to last season. Yeah, I mean, people were really like, I don't really get it. Like, as soon as people were starting to say like he looks like Handanovic and he's like, you know, doing the Handanovic thing, I didn't really see it. Like, yeah, there were some performances that maybe were subpar, but it was definitely nothing concerning for me, the Zoma thing. So I think it's just, you know, again, beginning of the season, we were conceding too many goals, so we needed to point fingers. But I've not really been that concerned by Zoma at all. Anyway, guys, let's finish up. Wait. I wanted to see one thing. Let's see what our I wanted to see the difference between the ratings on SpotMob and SofaScore. Yeah, who was the man of the match? Give me your man of the match. I think Matty Darms does deserve it because he made some nice tackles and some nice headers as well in the second half. I think he had a very solid game, Matty Darms. Yeah, good passing, good defending, good impact. I liked Matty Darms' game. Who else could be man of the match? I don't agree with the such high rating for Taremi. I think in general he had nice, as usual, link-up play. Passing was good. Shooting was quite poor. Lautaro started off the first 15, 20 minutes quite poor, and then he grew into the game. And of course, the goal came from his beautiful touch and shot. Had 5 shots. Didn't really have any bad misses, but Stankovic was good on all of his shots today. Yeah, Darms. Stankovic, man of the match. Yeah, you could give it to Stankovic as well, for sure. But for Inter, who would you guys say? Darmian? Yeah, no one was really special. Well, I mean, Aslani wasn't that bad. I wouldn't even I don't know what you guys are saying as a joke. He wasn't that bad. Definitely not man of the match, but it wasn't. I don't think it was like a meme performance. Bastoni was also good. Bastoni deserves a shout. He was really good. But yeah, I think it seems like everyone is happy with Matty Darms. I wanted to check our average positions actually, which is something SofaScore lets you do. Yeah, quite a high line, very compact. You see how high Dumfries was playing as the auxiliary, and you see, Taremi was playing more slightly behind Lautaro, who was playing more as the real number 9. Zielinski really tucked in next to Aslani. Bastoni almost playing just as much as left wing back as Carlos Augusto was. Augusto made a really nice pass. In general, his game, Augusto's not the greatest on the ball, but he created an amazing chance for Frattesi here. It was an amazing save from Stankovic on Frattesi, left foot, and he deflects it out for, I think it went out for a corner, didn't it? But this was from a really nice pass from Carlos Augusto into the space. I was actually quite surprised by Augusto's pass here. But yeah, that was about it. What do you guys make of Zielinski? Do you think this is I'm quite happy with Zielinski's performance today, both as a left centre mid and as a CDM today when he had to step in. We know that, sometimes when he's going in for headers and some duels, he will lose those because he's a little bit soft. Definitely not to the level of Mickey on that. But I didn't miss Mkhitaryan today, not at all. Very good on the passing. Again, he needs to shoot. The brother needs to shoot. But I'm happy with Zielinski's performance today. I'm really happy with Zielinski's performance. Dumfries was, not too involved today. He didn't really get a chance to get involved as he usually does. I think there should have been a few fouls called on him. By the way, this Zampano guy probably should have been sent off. After he was on the yellow, he made 2 or 3 yellow card worthy tackles afterwards as well. Kind of lucky that he didn't get sent off, to be honest. Augusto's second season with us, then last. Hopefully same for Zielinski and Taremi next season. I think Augusto played more left centre back last season as well, Bobby Marley. And I really liked him last season when he used to come in as a left centre back. He was really solid. So I don't know about that. But yeah, he's doing a little bit better as a left wing back this season. Yeah, that's for sure. Zielinski gives me confidence. Ball carrying is amazing. I'm not sure why you think he can't improve. No, I didn't say that. I don't think anyone can improve the defensive play language tours. But when a guy says, I play CDM for my Poland national team and for Inter, but I don't like playing it, but I'll play it if the coach asks me to, red flag. And then you just watch him, like just as you watch so closely Aslani language tours, watch when Zielinski has to defend. Like today, there was a moment that there was a ball high up in the air and he just let it bounce in front of him. And then he got De Vrij into trouble for just letting it bounce. And then he like fell over afterwards in the duel. He just got bumped over. Like you can just tell he doesn't enjoy defending. Like when you convert, like, you know, when Perisic converted into a wing back, it's not like it was just about his, like you can tell Perisic was solid defending. He enjoyed defending. When Hakan plays as a CDM, he enjoys going in for duels, slide tackling, getting involved, getting dirty. Zielinski, you can just tell he wants to do all the nice parts of the CDM role or the footballing game, like, you know, get on the ball, touch, yeah, like, you know, just the way Aslani plays it. But he can improve 100%, but making that mental switch language tours is like, it's quite big, you know, starting to enjoy defending. Not everyone does enjoy defending. Like, you know, it's quite it sounds like a small thing, but it's a very big thing to enjoy defending and enjoying. Sometimes it's not even about the tackling, is about tracking a guy, you know. Sometimes you might have to sprint 30, 40 yards back just to make the covering run, and you might not even get to tackle because, you know, tackling is actually maybe enjoyable, but then running backwards, probably not getting the ball for that run, probably not being involved, but just having to make that run regardless isn't sexy, isn't fun. So everyone can improve defensively, like same as Tejon. Why doesn't Inzaghi trust him defensively? Probably in training, you know, when he tries to teach him defensive things, you know, Tejon, we're going to do some 1v1 defending. He's probably like, oh, Tejon, we're going to do some tactical session now for half an hour. And, you know, you, Darmian, Di Marco, Augusto, you guys are going to do like a 30-minute wing back session on defending. He's probably like, oh, hate my life. It's not easy. It's not easy. Zio was okay to a point. I thought when Aslani went off, Zio became a ghost again for long periods. Well, I know your game, Ian. I know your game now. Like your Zielinski agenda is just, you know, I've seen your game. I've seen your agenda now. He did his job. Ghost is just, you know, too far away. He was just okay. Kept things, you know, ticking. He just needs to really shoot on goal when he gets into those positions. Mickey and Zielo, two different players, both strong anyway. Yeah, 100%. Nicolo, he was terrible at wing back last season. Yeah, he was not as good at wing back last season. He's very weak. No, President, I don't know if you're paid 6 million. Not sure. We should care what they like. No, but it's not about that language tool. So again, it's like Inzaghi can force him to, like, and again today he played him CDM, but that's the characteristic. That's part of who he is. Language tours. Like, why did Eriksen become depressed and lose his hair at Inter under Conte? Why does Kvara want to leave midway through the season? Because Conte is making him do bleep tests up and down the wing. Him and Politano are playing basically as wing backs half the time because, you know, that's what Conte is going to make you do. And he's like, bro, let me just go and enjoy some, you know, tiki-taka ball under Luis Enrique and earn 9 million a year. And, you know, why was, you know, Conte bullying Christian Eriksen for over a year? Because Eriksen, it just didn't click to him how Conte wanted him to play. You know, it's not just about playing in the 3-5-2 and you have to press, but when you're pressing, you have to press hard, you have to run hard, you have to tackle hard, not just willy-nilly. So again, he could have that switch at some point. Maybe he'll learn to enjoy it. But because he doesn't enjoy it, to me, it doesn't make him a trustworthy player in that role or when he has to defend. Inzaghi will transform him just like he did Hakan. But again, he can't like transform him in the head, guys. Like he can't make Zielinski Hakan again, like the Hakan thing. Inzaghi wasn't the first person to try him as CDM. Marco Giampaolo at AC Milan played Hakan as a CDM when they were trying to play Giampaolo's 4-3-1-2 formation, and it flopped, obviously. But that Milan was a shambles. And then for Turkey, at times he's played it as well. And when Hakan was when Hakan was playing at Milan, when he was playing in the 4-2-3-1 at Milan as a left winger, he was a hard worker. That's why he was always playing at Milan. Every game, whether it was CAM, left wing, he was a certain name on the Milan team sheet because he was a hard worker. Any position that you put him in, always putting in 100%. And you could see that he had that, side to his game. Zielinski, go watch some Napoli games. Ask Napoli fans. I mean, we had Dom in my scout report, a Napoli fan who's watched him for 6-7 years. What are his weaknesses? He said he doesn't like defending, he doesn't like heading, he doesn't like slide tackling. It's just not him. That's him as a player. Inzaghi can't change that about him. So he can't change that about him. So we'll see. Maybe he can, maybe he can't. Doesn't the fact that man just tried to Hakan and failed. Well, no, it's like they tried and failed, but then again, Milan was an absolute shit show. That's why it failed. They had Suso failing, they had everyone failing in that Milan team. They had Christoph Piontek, boom, 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 20 million failing. Every single player in that Milan team was failing. Only joke. Yeah, sure. Now you're the only joking. Yeah, sure. Hakan was always strong and great. Yeah, exactly. But anyway, spend too long on that. Let's see. Maybe he can do it. And I'll be wrong if he manages to do it. But I just don't see it. With Zielinski. He just looks like he wants to just be, he wants to do the pretty side of things. And that's probably still why Inzaghi doesn't trust him fully. But anyway, guys, we've been going for over an hour. Hope you enjoyed that one. I think today was a lot more. I let your comments kind of dictate the stream today. It was very much less led by me today. It was led by you guys and your comments. Very, very appreciated. Thank you for leading that. Yeah, no, you definitely, yeah, you know me. I'm a Libra. I want to see both sides of the argument. 100%, Bobby Marley, 100%. So, you guys are right. You and Language Tours are right. Like, it could happen. I just don't see it, but it could happen. Thank you, everyone that tuned in. I really, really appreciate you all. Appreciate Eduardo again for your donation. And Adam, I think, yeah, Adam and Eduardo, the two donations. Really, really appreciate you guys. Thank you very much. All the channel members, really, really appreciate you. Great stream. Thank you very much. No, appreciate it. Thank you, Matteo. Thank you, Mattia. You didn't read my comments. Sorry, Matambir. As I always say, I don't really offer too much because I try to help everyone in terms of, my content. But the only way I can try to make the money's worth of the $3 that members do, I do try to, prioritize the comments from members as well. And there's sometimes a lot of comments. So let me just get you one of your comments in. Yeah, I mean, if you follow me on Twitter, you already know that I agree with you on that one. So you already know that I'm on board with that. Get the Fratesi money and get Ricci. My wife's saying, no, Eduardo, you donate enough. You're a channel member and you donate enough already. So thank you to your wife for that, but don't listen to her. That is way enough. Thank you, Language Tours, for coming in. Bologna next. Yeah, so when are we playing Bologna? Let's have a quick look. Is it on Wednesday? Yeah, Wednesday. Games coming thick and fast. So make sure you look out. So obviously I'll do my match preview probably on Tuesday. See you on that one. And hopefully Hellas Verona, please do us a favor tonight. Let's see who. Let's have a look who Hellas Verona are going to start tonight. We need some of those boys to come through for us. I mean, this might not be accurate. Beliahian, I know a lot of Inter fans like you. Please, bro, come through with your nice dribbling and passing today. Coppola, please come through with some nice defending. Montipo, best goalkeeper in the world. Tengsted, keep scoring. How many goals he's got? He's got 6 goals. We need your 7th and 8th goal tonight. Saw, brother, please own Juan Jesus. I mean, they're starting Juan Jesus and Rahmani at the back. Come on, Hellas Verona. Come on, you can do it. Come on, Coppola. You can pocket Lukaku. Come on, guys. You can do this. You can do this. I believe in you. And hopefully the Kvara news has kind of lost, always caused some, confusion and maybe caused a bit of chaos in that Napoli dressing room. Hope that happens. We have 2 home games in a row. Yeah, very good point. Napoli lost to Verona last time out. Can't see it tonight. Come on, at least a draw. Come on, at least a draw. At least a draw. Come on. Come on, Hellas Verona. Forza Hellas Verona. Forza Inter. See you on the next one, guys. Leave a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. Ciao.